Hello, in this video I'm going to be demonstrating about creating a professional presentation using Designer in Microsoft PowerPoint. I will be using a solution generated from Google Bard to create a presentation on exploratory data analysis. I've got a solution that I created earlier, and I demonstrated that through a video as well. So yeah, let's dive in the demonstration. So to start with, here is my prompt that I put into Google Bard, which is also a generative AI model. All right. These generative AI models come into different, varieties. So today, in particular, I'll be using a generative image model, Microsoft Designer, that is done through Microsoft PowerPoint. So here is my prompt, where I was prompting Bard to create a presentation, and the solution that I got is illustrated here, starting with the definitions. Then we move on to the steps. Number one, where we are loading the libraries and the data. Then we understand the data and so forth until we reach our conclusion at the end. So I already also exported this solution to a Google Colab so that I can taste the code, make sure that everything is fine. If there is any need for editing, I do that before I can create that presentation. It's important to do that because not all the solutions generated by these large language models are accurate. All right, so here's the feature for exporting to my Colab. I already done that. So let me open the tab that has got my Colab notebook. So here we are. The same solution that you saw they generated from Bard is the one that I exported into this notebook here with all the formatting already. And I did taste my code. Let me just scroll through so that you can see. So you see already the output from my code, like here where I was checking the shape, the statistical summary for the data. Yeah, so I did taste all these cells to make sure that everything is fine. So like I said, the aim here now is to put everything into a professional looking PowerPoint slide. So we go on to our PowerPoint. Let me start afresh by creating a blank presentation. So that's a blank slide, no any formatting, and you can see already the Microsoft Designer suggesting all these different designs. Now let me just generate more blank slides sufficient to fit my presentation. The reason I'm doing that is because if I use the designer suggested template, when I proceed to next slides, I will be limited in terms of the options available for me to use. So I've got all these blank slides, and the next step is now to populate these with the content. So I start off with my title there, head on to my template, paste it. I can adjust the font, everything, the placement as I think is fit. I don't think I will need that one, so let me delete it. And now I copy the definitions. So like I indicated, not everything is fine. You may decide to play around with the generated solution. So I leave out what I don't want. Just copy, come here and paste it, make adjustments, make sure that I'm comfortable with the layout here. Just, right, so the definitions there, a bit of editing. Right, I think this is better being in the bullets. I can indent that one. Yeah, so this was just the plain slides. Now, once I'm satisfied with the look, I can now go to designer here and pick my preferred template. Right. If you are not satisfied with the options suggested, you can ask for more. Alright, so these are the options I have. Right, let me pick that one. Right, perfect. Now I go to the second one. So my first step is to import the libraries and to load the data, paste my title there, a bit of adjustment. All right. Now I can paste the code. This step as well. Same formatting as that I have here. And lastly, I can paste the code for loading my dataset. Bit of adjustment to make sure that everything is fitting. Right, so I've done everything. Now let me check on the suggestions from designer. So there we are, those are the suggestions. I can check a few more suggestions. let me do a bit of some adjustment there to make sure that things are flowing perfectly. Just make sure that there's a bit of some distinction between those two. Alright, I think it's fine. It's just for demonstration purposes. Next we have understanding our data. Right, we can copy the sample code. Now on this summary statistics we have it in tabular form. We can just do a print screen. So we can just take a snapshot of the section that we are interested in and as well paste it across the summary statistics there. Alright, so that's fine, and we head on to designer, check for the suggestions. I think this looks neat. Right, so there we are, and since this and that are the same, we can just repeat that same formatting there. Make it bold. Fine with that. Next we move on to, we have head and tail. Alright, our head and tail. So if we take the shape, the summary, the head and tail, they are all basically, they fall under understanding the data. So we can just duplicate that slide and we can just say continue. Fine. We can delete all that, we don't need it. Need all that. So here we want head and tail. Drag it up there. This will not need as well. And just note, I forgot to paste the code for displaying the summary statistics. Let me just copy that one, put it on our previous slide here. Summary statistics. Okay, yeah. So there we are. Perfect. So now on the head and tail, what do we have? So it's print data.head. Paste our code there. So paste the code for the tail. Bit further down here to leave space for the solutions. Do a print screen so that we can get a snapshot of those generated solutions. So we can copy our tables separately. Paste that one there for the head. Let's get the table result for the tail. Let's just crop it out nicely and paste it as well. Yeah, perfect. So that's what we have. I think we can now move on to the next item. So in the next item we have visualizing data, which is step number 3. So we have histograms to start with. Can just make that one bold. Alright, let's put it a bit up so we have more space. Now we can copy the sample code. Paste our code. Then we have the output generated. We can copy it as well and put it in our slide. We resize it. Resize it nicely. Alright, yeah, I think this slide is fine. We don't need to lump everything in one slide. We have limited suggestions here. Yeah, it happens sometimes. You can redo it to get a bit more suggestions. So there we are. Alright, I think this is perfect. We can increase the font a bit more here. Can also drag it a bit upward. Can enlarge these guys. So as you can see, what you do first is just to get a fair or a presentable layout. Then that now becomes a guideline for designer to give you some more suggestions. What do we have next? We have the scatter plot. We copy our scatter plot as well. We duplicate this slide because we are still on the same topic of data visualization. So we're going to replace that code with the appropriate code to generate our scatter plot. Go ahead and paste it there. We can move it around slightly and also move that guy up there. Let's remove this. Get our appropriate graphic, place it in there. It's a bit oversized. Let's resize it. Yeah, there we are. We can duplicate these blank ones a bit more, remembering the reasons for having a blank slide as you start off. So we can paste this statement regarding our visualizations. We can paste it in here. So resize it. If we want, we can put a bit of graphic. Let's can play around with the design, make it transparent so that it reveals the text that is underneath. But I think it's fine. The color, same applies to the outline. We can also play around with the outline. Yeah, I think it looks fine. So you can enhance the suggestions that you get from designer so that your presentation will look more appealing. So number 4, we go on to handling missing values. So we can copy our heading there. Go ahead and place it in our new slide. Do a bit of adjustment as we see fit. Get a bit of explanation, put it in there. Well, I don't prefer this centered, and we can have that guy highlighted. Yeah, looks fine. Now we need to get the sample code and the output. Paste our code there. Yeah, there we are. So also have another subheading there about inputting missing values, and Let's see if we can put it side by side with the first one. Alright. I think we can have it sitting there. Can make that bold. They're at the same level with the previous one. Then we can copy our code for doing that. Just align them like that. Yeah, perfect. Let's delete this guy. Let's check the designer suggestions. Let's see some more suggestions. Okay, let's see how this one appears. Well, it looks perfect for me. But if you have more time, you can play around with this until you are satisfied. And I will jump this other section. Let me quickly get to number 5, which is feature engineering. Go to a new slide, paste in my topic, do a bit of adjustments. Now the sample code. Alright. A bit of further explanation there. I copy it as well and paste it. Yes. Now I can check the designer suggestions once I have my information available. So I think it's also good practice to maintain a uniform theme as you continue with your slide. Check once more. Oh. We can reduce the font there so that we have one line of code so that it's not confusing. I think we can also move our heading a bit up there. We can check another layout if this doesn't look perfect. Yeah, last slide, which is on it's a conclusion. Left align. We can put this in bullets. Just to emphasize on the points. Yeah. So once we have that, we can now check the designer suggestions. Oh, perfect. So you can see even the suggestions, they actually follow the kind of the heading that you have. So normally you want to end, with more emphasis and a bit of more visual. So that's why you have these suggestions. You can also resize that as we create more room for our points. Yeah, so basically that's it. That's what you need. You can use your designer, create your nice professional presentations using solution again that's been generated from AI with a bit of more editing. Well, AI is just giving you a framework to start with so that you can improve your productivity. So we can just run a slideshow here, check what we have. So let's start from the beginning. Yeah, so that is our nice presentation generated using Designer in Microsoft PowerPoint. Nice looking presentation. There we are. Yeah, and finally we have got our conclusion. So thank you for your time and bye.